Welcome to Hime Street. While other places have a difference in terrain, this is the terrain of Hime Street. This, while might be shocking to everybody else, but this is the norm for Hime Street residents. And yes, it's not how people should be living, but this is the state that the Hime Street residents find themselves. This is decay of pipes that have been servicing people for over 60 years and not replaced. Not only are we looking at the overall state of Hime Street, but our zoom in is on water. And as we know that as a country we are going through a water crisis, and yet still we're losing water like this. Clearly a hopeless and helpless gadget that was done by the Hime Street residents to try and contain the water leak, but to no avail. As you can see, fresh water continues to be lost. This is not working at all, as I hear from the Hime Street residents. Leaks. There's a pipe, disconnect, not repaired. Here we go. And the clear state of the pipe tells us that this is not a situation that happened just the other day, but this is long. Again, another attempt by the residents to secure, but to no avail. This is the state of affairs in Hime Street. How sad. We have councillors, ward committees, and certain individuals who claim they represent the community, and yet Hime Street is faced with this. Might I add, there are other areas that they will show you where they are functioning, but just not in Hime Street. Hime Street continues to be a community and area of neglect. Not sure if they feel that the value of lives in Hime Street is not worth it, but that is how it is measured. And the Hime Street community cannot help but to be feeling less than, because they are clearly excluded, discriminated, and kept away from any kind of progression in life. Here's another block of flats. Here's another attempt by the residents. And clearly, fresh water continues to flow. The ground as well has been broken and compromised. And this is just the surface. Really, if this is going on for years, which means beneath the surface is saturated by water. And so it would tell us about the building on a whole. How compromised is the building from collapsing? Do we wait for entire block which houses 12 families? Do we wait for this to collapse, and then it's quite a nice public showcase for members to come out to say how they've helped families, to accommodate them, rehouse them? But why wait? The question is, why wait for this? This is Hime Street, people. We have so many people doing community projects, but why not in Hime Street? Why come to Hime Street only for pics? Why come to Hime Street only for votes? And this is going on. This is the state of affairs in Hime Street. It is ridiculous. We speak about the apartheid period and how we were discriminated against, that is all over. This problem has been from November or way beyond November last year. Complaints have been lodged, and yet here we go. There is our valuable asset, which is water, continues to run. Here we go. Resident just informed me there's a sinkhole here. Again, as I pointed out earlier on, if we are going to have a continuous flow of water, and we know water being one of the largest forces of life, can do some enormous damage. So here we go. There's a sinkhole. Again, another block of flats and another group of 12 families. Another group of 12 families compromised. And it's fine while you sleep very nicely in your dwellings. But this is how Higham Street residents are forced to live. And each leak I show you is from a complete different block of flats that is housing 12 families. And in each unit, there is about 12 members in each of these families. At least the maximum in each unit is 12 families. So you do the math and how many lives we're risking. Look at this decay. Absolute disgust. Absolute disgust. Here we go. Fresh water continues to flow. Morning. Good. Good, Derek. Derek? So this is a block where there was a theft and they did come to repair, but they've left out one unit. They've blocked out the pipe. For what reason? Boggles everybody's mind. And so this unit continues not to have water now for over going on 2 months. This unit does not have water. Just look at this loss of water. This is absolutely ridiculous. People say much about Higham Street and how crime has riddled it, how drugs has riddled it. But they forget that this is the situation throughout Wentworth, and not just Wentworth, South Africa. But people, humans, continue. There's people living in Higham Street. And because of the situation with regards to crime, must they suffer and be forfeited the basic need, which is water? Totally, totally unfair. So we come to a different block of flats now. And yet again here, this is your own set of leakage. Here we go again. The ground has been compromised because of the continuous leak of water. This is the state of the drainage. Again, pipes, theft of pipes, and no response for replacing these pipes. While theft is uncontrollable, and yes, it's not the municipality's fault that there has been a theft, but neither is it the residents' fault that there has been a theft. brings us back to their basic right, water. How is it even possible and countable for these members to be sleeping, knowing that there are people without water? I ask you, community, I ask you, eThekwini, I ask you, South Africa, is this fair? While water continues to flow so nearby and in the reach of these residents without water, yet there is no water, running water in their taps.